Ladies and gentlemen, welcome out to the fabulous Lazy E Arena. It is the EQN Sports Desk powered by Equinity. David, it is the day. It is the Wrangler BFI week presented by Yeti. What say you this morning?
Man, I got to tell you, driving in here, you feel the expectation. I can't imagine what these guys feel in their stomach. It's a little Western lifestyle and a little bit of maybe scratch-off lottery combined. It feels pretty good.
Hey, that's a great way to put it. You just nailed it. Like, even this morning, we've been doing this for years, right? Walking down from the motorhome into the building, you kind of get that tingle. Like, it's different than any other roping you go to. It gives you that. It's kind of like, I don't know what it's like to walk down the tunnel at the Thomas and Mack, but it's kind of that feeling.
I would say so. I don't know. It's a little interesting because it. I don't know. From an analogy standpoint, for me, no matter what's been going on in these guys' life, whether they've been struggling or not, man, it's like Easter Sunday. Everything could change today. They could be resurrected into history forever.
Yeah, boy, you just nailed it right there. And this setup, this day is anybody's game. Last night we were going through our cowboy auction, and this is something we talked about it on the drive home last night. The new generation is amongst us. And it happened fast. It happened. Remember when it was like the same guys for years and years and years? Half of this field, I feel like we're 10 years old yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing. It's totally anybody's game.
It's really fun to watch. And needless to say, you saw at the auction how the young guys were even selling for more than the
they rung
season
the bell.
They did. And when you look at Nicky and Catch and Little Michael and this Trying kid, I mean, just blowing my mind last night or yesterday winning all this money. So it's so fun to watch how the youth is just growing up and watching them line up back here.
Pretty cool, isn't it?
Really
and
good.
Can you imagine being one of those kids that's 17, 18 years old, lined up behind Caleb Driggers and Wesley Thorpe and all of those? Like, that's got to be pretty dang cool, you know?
Really cool. But I got to tell you, I've watched these older guys kind of look over at them and go, so it's kind of fun. And we just watched the first team, Riley Kittle and Landon Glenn. They caught their first steers. So once they got that one behind them, watch for that team. There's no telling. First gunner catches theirs clean, no telling what happens.
Absolutely. And there's one of those young teams right there, like Landon Glenn. It was just a few years ago. He's winning the junior opens in this building, So one of those teams, and like you said, there's a whole bunch of them. Well, I tell you what, I've got to tell you, this Wrangler has been the brand since we were kids. It's been that NFR. And you guys have done so much for the industry. Talk a little bit about the brand and what's going on with Wrangler right now.
Man, we're just doing so good. I mean, a lot of it is just the great swell behind country music, roping, Yellowstone. There's just a real resurgence of people. Everybody wants to have a realistic pair of cowboy or cowgirl jeans.
Yeah.
They want to be involved in lifestyle because, look, we believe that everybody has a little cowboy and a little cowgirl inside of them. I don't care from Wall Street to Bill Street. You're going to be a part of it. And we've launched this new shirt line with Cody Johnson, who's been here following in the steps of George Strait and all the apparel he's done. But, it's been a real treat. And I got to sit with Bob Feist last night, and I know you know because he's given you so much and he's given this industry so much. But to sit with him and hear the foundation of starting this thing in 77 and how many years Wrangler's been involved. Everybody talks about the cool things that are at the exits on the interstate, but I feel like somebody's got to pave and build the interstates for there to be all the other things. So it's really fun to pioneer these things and be a part of these legacy brands like BFI.
Well, it's so cool. Like when I first started with Bob, I mean, that was 15 some years ago, but like Archundi was big.
Yes.
Like Wrangler's been for a long time with this deal. And that is what's so cool. Brands come and go. Wrangler's here to stay, and it's great having Wrangler. There's no other event like this.
Right.
There's no other events. Feist and I were talking. You heard me talk a little bit last night, getting real selfish and personal. I had two events in my life that I wanted to announce. The NFR was I'm not a rodeo announcer.
Right.
I wanted to do the timed events and this roping. And Bob Feist gave a 20-some-year-old noodlehead a chance years ago, and it's been one of the greatest things in my life, and it's pretty dang cool to be part of it with the brands like yours, with the brands like the BFI. And I don't, just personally, it means a lot. You know, I mean, it really does.
Well, and you've carried the torch well, and I think that's the unique thing, because Bob, you know, he's been one of those guys, and when you talk to announcers and people, he's carried that torch and he's lit everybody else's fire. So he really understands that discipleship and mentorship role that he plays well.
Absolutely. So let's talk about Kojo a little bit. Boy, it's been fun there, you know, right? Like, what do you say? I've said it a million times up here with all the guys. I remember the first time I met Cody, they brought him up on the ride at Rancheros, and he was just some kid from Texas that played a guitar. We all sat around a campfire listening to him, and like, next thing you know, he's Kojo. How good has he been for the brand?
Man, he is such a legend already. I mean, the things he's doing. But it's not just on the stage. I mean, you know, he ropes. He loves the lifestyle. And the benevolence factor that they do to give back, and you know how important that was watching the auction at his roping and what they did there. I mean, it is truly a lifestyle, and it brings back that culture of family. He speaks a lot about family, about keeping together the family, and talking a lot about these women that have gone through so many struggles and what they've done there. I mean, his band's involved. Jake Mears is a great roper, loves to get out there. So it's really fun to watch that whole component come together. And Cody, his shirts are literally outstanding. I mean, they are doing so well. The cut, and he designed them all, put it together. Oh, so yeah.
He's
did
like,
a big job. Got the old school tabs on the collar that hold them down. The button down is underneath, so it's not visible. But they are so good, and I just love them. I know that's a plug, but it's because I love Cody and I love what he's doing, but I also love what he designed here. It kind of
it's nice when it all works.
It does. It's really fun.
Actually, like wearing this stuff.
Yeah, really fun.
Well, he does. You know, speaking of that, like the Different Day Foundation. You look at the money, and the last handful of years. If we just took a snapshot, let's say of 3 years. Between the Kojo and all the golf tournaments, there has been hundreds of thousands of dollars given back to those causes that Cody and Brandy and the entire team, Darren and Corky, have been such a huge part of that. Darren and I were sitting up, and of course Cammie. Cammie's my work wife. I mean, gosh,
I get it.
My wife Sarah's like, "You talking to Cammie again?" I'm like, "Yes, ma'am, I am." You know, but we were talking up here. We were sitting down with Randy Bloomer and Brad from Rafter P and having a cocktail the other night, and we were talking about. He's like, "I think I've written 5 or 6 $98,000 checks going back to these organizations, all because of Kojo, all affiliated with Kojo." That's really special. That's a guy that's giving back.
And you know, it's. People always say what they're going to do when they get there,
and then
he's not just delivering on what he said he would do. He's gone above and beyond, and he's trusted God to open paths and open doors and illuminate things where they can really make a true impact. And I mean, from the ground level. And it's not look at me waving my banner. It's quietly just making a difference, changing people's lives, radically changing for many of those girls out there. And Brandy's heart. Man, she just, every bit of that group, I mean, they are just incredible.
You know what's cool? So I was at home, I was on my tractor, and I had the radio on. And I was listening to the local station in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they were talking about how much money they'd raised for cancer research. And Kojo was one of the guys that had donated.
Really?
So there you are in a local deal, and I'm there, and I'm like, that's pretty dang cool, because it's not just at the events we're doing. Here it is for the masses, and Cody Johnson's name's on something again, doing great work. He's a special guy.
Yeah. Well, and look at all of them. I mean, you remember George at his ropings. He was always giving a house away to veterans. I mean, and when you see that and you go, it's not. I always laugh because we always say that, you know, you bear fruit, but a tree doesn't eat their own fruit. And when you see somebody else giving fruit and then letting somebody else eat it, it's pretty special.
Pretty special. We're lucky in this industry.
We are. It's so good to see him, just to be a part of it.
Yeah. Man, I mean, what else would we be doing? This industry is so cool. We've talked about this a million times as well. You know, we wake up in the morning, we go to work in this industry, and then we may take our jacket off, but then we come in and we play in this industry too. I don't know how many people are fortunate enough to live this life that we get to. We don't wear cap. I was in the room when Resistol came up with We Live It Every Day. And it just fit because it's the truth. We work in it, we play in it, we truly love it. And it's brands like yours and the Resistols of the world. Man, we're just dang lucky. I don't know how else to say
We are. I know. And I I've been around this week and was at Austin Rodeo and going around, and I think I'm even more reminded, especially with the Breakaway Open, because our slogan's always been long live Cowboys, and as I've watched the Cowgirls,
oh boy,
and how fortunate we are to have a front row seat at what they're doing to change the event, not just in breakaway roping and barrel racing, but also in team roping here. So it's really, really cool to watch.
Man, it was unreal the other day. That roping was awesome. I mean, when you're having a few hundred teams, like 240 teams in an all-girl roping, and the ladies are roping so tough, and breakaway roping, because of the insurgence of the breakaway roping, has upped everybody's game all the way around.
Oh.
They're handling their ropes so much better. So the team roping has benefited from the breakaway roping, and vice versa, of course. Like, it's a great time right now. I mean, that deal is just I've said it a million times, breakaway roping is my favorite event to watch, favorite event. Like at the high school finals, my favorite event to announce. It's fast, it's cool. They come here and it's like a pasture roping. I mean, it's fun stuff. It's fun stuff.
And then the kids, the dummy ropings pay as much as the ropings did when you and I were kids.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, you get to go rope a goat and win what you and I. Yeah, exactly. Well, what do we got for the future? Anything cool coming out? Anything we're launching at NFR? Anything like that? Or are we just kind of riding this wave?
No, we're doing a lot of neat things. I think for us, now that we've got this platform and things like this that you can focus and what social's done, we're going a lot deeper with a lot of our athletes and endorsees, not just Cody and Laney and George, but as we drill down deeper and going into some of the lifestyle we talk about with these families. So it's really fun to watch and be a part of that. I'm starting to see even barrel racers like Haley Kinsel. She's now putting on like a barrel racing for young girls, and I think she's moving it to October this year. Going to go back to Uvalde, so she's going to try to bring some hope to that community. And so for us, being a part of that, we're also doing some things with Tomas Garcia-Lazo and his family. Yeah, we're doing some things, and there's going to be some videos and some programs coming out on them that they're working on. Matter of fact, they were shooting some of it down in Mexico early this winter, and then they were doing some stuff in Austin this week. So what a great story.
His family. For people that don't know them personally, are they not the greatest?
They are the best.
Ever?
Justine, and I got to watch Louis, and you'll appreciate this watching him grow up. They're doing a little Western show out back of their family history outside of the Austin Rodeo this weekend under the tent in the Western Village. But Louis starts the show, and he comes out, and he talks about everything he's done and how he got here. Yeah. And then he introduces the Charro on the road, my dad, Tomas.
So he brings Tomas
He does
out
on the mic. It's so rich. So rich.
Oh, that is awesome, because it's always been the other way around. It's always Tomas, and then you bring Louis in.
Leading him in, So it's changed so much, and the other kids are now just slowly moving in. It's really fun to watch. So it brings that worldwide, and Wrangler being such an international brand, I mean, from our relationship with the PBR, our Brazilian riders, Canada, all about Calgary and Ponoka, and even St. Tite, great rodeo in eastern Canada. It's just so fun to be a part of this international lifestyle right now and this resurgence. I know we saw it, back with 8 Seconds and Lane Frost and all the Urban Cowboy. We watched all those days, but this feels like it feels like it's going to stick.
I don't feel like this one's going to tank right there.
No.
I really did. This feels so good. We were talking yesterday with Justin Davis, and we were talking about being a rodeo cowboy. The opportunities when you and I were growing up, it was like, man, we probably need to go to work. We probably need to go to work. Now the opportunities, because of the lift in the entire industry, you can go be a cowboy or cowgirl. And I don't care if it's team roping, barrel racing, or just being in the industry. There is opportunity now to live this life and make a great living. And I think that is so important. And I've got 7-year-old kids. I want them to grow up in this industry and be able to make a living at the same time. And I think it's going to be there for them.
Yeah. Well, number one, I can't speak for you, but I needed a job because I was about that good. But I couldn't agree more. When you start to see these kids and you talk to them about sponsorship, I'm heavily involved with the endorsee side and dealing with these athletes every day and what they're trying to accomplish and do, because in the team roping side, obviously the longevity's there, but the rough stock side, these guys are trying to do the best they can for while they're here. And then, you know, there's just been a lot of growth in that aspect, and I'm starting to travel around and see these people understand building relationships. It's not just about staying at your trailer and coming in and being kind of ominous. They're out. Watch Coleman Proctor. There's an ultimate statesman right there.
Absolutely.
And that they're starting to understand to get on social media, develop their calls, and let people have a peek into what they're doing, and that's really, really good.
Well, it was like last night seeing a few of those guys at the Calcutta last night, like Wesley and T-Wade, like what they did. How about that? You know, and you talk about this industry being stout. There was another $90,000 check written last night.
Not even counted on.
That nobody was even planning on. $90,000, and those guys are there hanging out where they could be getting their sleep, and they're just glad handing, shaking hands. They're starting to get it. But it's from leadership like yourself. I mean, you got to sit down with those guys every once in a while and be like, hey, it ain't just about riding broncs.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, these guys, I say, this is your platform. Everything outside of this arena is your brands and everybody else. A logo goes by fast, but what you do in your lifestyle and tell somebody, you know, J.B. Mooney's a great one. He'll look at some kid that goes, I want to learn to ride bulls, and he'll go, well, first you got to get some cowboy pants.
Let's start there.
Let's start there. He has no problem saying it. I love that about him. But these guys get that too. They convey that message, and they go, I want people to understand that there's more in here than just here and here, you know. They've got to reveal their heart a little bit to these people and open up, and they do. So it's fun to watch.
Well, I tell you what, pal, thank you so much. Thanks
Drew.
for being here this morning, and thanks for what you and Wrangler are doing for us. We really appreciate it. And it's
you
brands
all.
Like yours that keep the world going around. Hey, there's old T-Wade right there.
There he is, big champ. Bet on that one.
Well, hey, you got any picks? I'm gonna put you on the hot seat.
You know,
I'm gonna do that to you.
You got to go with T-Wade. I like a lot of them. I like Bubba Buckaloo. I like Joseph Harrison on their team.
Yeah. Hey, that's a great team.
I'm first in the auction, first team out. They caught theirs. I really like them. But from a sentimental standpoint and some guys that have really been roping well, I really like J.C. Yacro and Ross Ashford.
Good team.
I really like them. If I had to pick one team and put my money on them, there's where I'm at.
Good for you. And one thing about them, they can go fast.
They can go fast.
How about his head? And it's something else right now.
Beautiful.
We've been watching those videos. I will rewatch it because, like, where did he come from? And then just out of the blue, here he comes.
And a great gentleman. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What can I do, sir? Anything else, sir? Every time I talk to him or text with him.
How cool is that?
JC, just phenomenal. We're all same way.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, thank you so much. Pleasure. Have a phenomenal day.
Thank you. You too, pal. Thanks for coming up here and hanging out with me. Well, everybody, this is it. We are rocking and rolling. It is Wrangler BFI Day. It's the Feist. And you want to go to BFIweek.com to watch everything live, everybody. We're going to be bringing you more action from here at the Equinity Sports Desk as we go throughout the day, but you don't want to miss any of the action. Go watch it live. All 5 full rounds here, then the short round. We bring the top 15 back. It's going to be all day long. It's going to be a grind, and it is going to be awesome. We are going to crown the champions of the crown jewel of team roping here at the Wrangler BFI Week presented by Yeti. I'm Dru Stew. On behalf of Wrangler, we'll catch you in a little bit.